Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's video we will be discussing about the reactor blast which has taken place in a pharmaceutical company in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So that reactor blast which has taken place brings our notice or brings our attention towards the Explosive Substances Act, because the Explosive Substances Act, when we see that during Diwali times we hear a lot that blasts have taken place in firecracker industry or any firecracker company. So that brings to our attention, or that brings to our focus, that what happens in the case if any explosion takes place or any explosive substances blast takes place. So what are the rules which regulate in India the explosives? So let us first understand the timeline. So let us first understand the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then what are Explosives Act of 1884, then proposed explosive bill of 2024, and Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization, that is PESO, and in the end prelims practice question. Topic is of relevance from GS paper 2 and paper 3. Paper 2 because it is about a bill or an act, and then paper 3 because it is about explosives. Environment also comes into the picture. And before moving forward, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. So the news talks about 17 killed, 20 injured in reactor blast at a pharma company in Andhra Pradesh. So what has happened is that the reactor blast has taken place in a pharmaceutical company in Andhra Pradesh, and 17 people have lost their life, and it is being said that more number would come up. So after a reactor blast has taken place in Andhra Pradesh, the company where the reactor blast has taken place was involved in the manufacturing of intermediate chemicals and pharmaceutical ingredient. So this is a reference for our news, and with this what comes to the picture is the Explosives Act. Now even though the pharma company blast which has happened does not come under the Explosives Act, but it becomes important for us to know that if any kind of explosives blast takes place, then what are the things or what are the acts which regulate in India. So Explosives Act of 1884. Explosives. Now the word explosive, what do you understand by it? We use this term very much in our day-to-day life. Now explosive means something which is dangerous in nature, something which has the capacity to explode or to blast or to burst out. So that is what is Explosive Act. So if any kind of blast which has taken place because of the explosives, so what are the things that need to be taken into consideration, or what are the rules which regulate it? So the Explosives Act of 1884, which is in place as of now, as the draft bill is prepared, but the bill has not turned into act yet, and that is for the year 2024. So till now the act which governs us with regard to the explosive is the Explosive Act of 1884. So this was enacted during the British colonial rule, and the aim of the act was to regulate various aspects of explosives. So whatever the explosives does, or whatever harm the explosives does or cause to the society or to the people, this act regulates and looks after every aspect of the explosives. And the safety regulation that it talks about was that it applies to various types of explosives, including gunpowder, dynamite, nitroglycerine and other similar substances. So few of the example of explosives are gunpowder, dynamite. So these type of terms you must have heard in your day-to-day life, that these are the examples. Like for example, if there is anything related to the gunpowder, then the Explosive Act of 1884 comes into the picture, and it mandated safety standards and procedures to mitigate risks associated with explosives. Like for example, how the explosive needs to be handled, how it should be transported, and what are the storage guidelines to prevent accident, because majority of the accident takes place during the storage time also, because the proper storage facilities are not provided, and these are the things, the explosives are things which need to be handled with utmost care and precision. So that is not followed, and the people who are involved in this industry with regard to the transportation and the storage part, they are not specialized people. So they do not have the specialized skill that they know that what are the nitty-gritties of transportation or what are the nitty-gritties of storage of the explosives. So one of the aspect was to mitigate. It means to reduce how the accident or how the damage can be reduced from the explosives. Then it empowers the central government to make rules regulating the manufacture, possession, use, sale, transport, import and export of the explosives. So every aspect of explosives, the central government has the power to make rules with regard to the every aspect of the explosives. Then these rules govern the issuance of licenses, fees, conditions and exemptions. So how the licenses are being issued to the people or to the companies, what are the fees that they take, and what are the conditions on which things are done. Then prohibition of dangerous explosives. The central government can prohibit the manufacture, possession or the importation of especially dangerous explosives in the interest of the public safety. So in the interest of the public safety, it is the central government which has the power to prohibit. So any kind of import or export or manufacture or possession of the explosive which are harmful for the public, or which are harmful or which is dangerous for the public safety, the central government can keep a check on it. Then the Explosives Act of 1884, it does not affect the provisions of the Arms Act 1959. So the Arms Act provisions are not affected by the Explosives Act. Then the popular explosives example, as I've already given you example, but others being dynamite, ammonium nitrate, TNT, that is trinitrotoluene, or etc. or gunpowder is also one of the examples. So this was about the Explosives Act of 1884. Now let us talk about the proposed explosive bill of 2024, and it is a proposed bill. So it has not been passed from the parliament, it is proposed. So let us talk about the different aspects of it. First is designation of licensing authority. So designation of licensing authority, the union government will designate the authority responsible for granting, suspending or revoking license. So a designated authority will be created in this for the granting. It means whoever will give the license, suspending, who will suspend the license, and who will revoke the license. Then currently it is the PESO, that is PESO, which stands for Petroleum and Explosives Safety Organization, which operates under the DPIIT and serves as the regulatory body. So as of now, the regulatory body which looks into the different aspects of the explosives is the PESO. Then comes the next point, and that is the specified quantity in licenses. That is, licenses will specify the quantity of explosives that a licensee can manufacture, possess, sell, transport, import or export for a specified period. It means that for a specified period, if anyone or any company or any factory gets the license, thus for a specified period, things will be kept at a check, that how much manufacturing can take place, how much one can store, how much it can sell, how much it can transport, how much it can import and export. Then next is penalties for violations. So stricter penalties for violations will be imposed. Like for example, the offenders, so if anyone will not follow the rules, so the offenders may face imprisonment for up to 3 years, a fine of rupees 1 lakh or both for manufacturing, importing or exporting explosives in violation of regulation. So as compared to earlier act, the stricter punishment is proposed in the proposed explosives bill 2024. That is imprisonment for up to 3 years, fine of rupees 1 lakh or both. Then next point is the streamlined licensing procedures. So efforts are underway to enhance the efficiency of licensing procedures. making it easier for businesses to obtain necessary permits while maintaining stringent safety standards. Even though the safety standards needs to be maintained and needs to be kept at a check, so the licensing procedure, so the licenses which are given to the factories or the company, that needs to be streamlined, and a proper guidelines needs to be prepared that how the streamlined process or what is the process that needs to be followed while giving a license to any company. Then about the PESO, that is the Petroleum and Explosives Safety Organization, which is the regulatory body which looks into the explosives as of now. So it is formerly known by the name of the Department of Explosives. It started in the year 1898 and it has been serving the nation as a nodal agency for regulating the safety of hazardous substances such as explosives, compressed natural gas and petroleum. So it is PESO which looks into the aspects of the regulation of explosives, compressed gas and petroleum, and it started in 1898. Then it operates under the DPIIT under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So it basically works under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Then its major work is to administer the responsibilities which is delegated under the Explosives Act of 1884 and the Petroleum Act of 1934. So basic work is to administer things, is to regulate things, what has been given under the Explosives Act of 1884 and Petroleum Act of 1934. So this is about PESO. In the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. So the question reads, the Petroleum and Explosives Safety Organization, that is PESO, works under which ministry? That is Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, or none of the above. We have discussed this in the video, so give me the answer in the comment section. And this video becomes important because acts can be asked in the examination, and this is with regard to the public safety also, so this becomes important for you to know. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.